Let me show you just how insane this is getting to be. Listen.
During a recent campaign stop in Florida, Donald Trump told a group of evangelicals that he thinks the only way that he could get to heaven is by becoming president of the United States.
So he can only get to heaven becoming president of the United States. See, he's trying not to laugh. Okay, me too. But whatever. So let's listen.
This will be an election that will go down in the history books, and for the evangelicals, for the Christians, for everybody of religion, this will be maybe the most important election that our country's ever had. So go out and spread the word, and once I get in, I will do my thing that I do very well. And I figure it's probably maybe the only way I'm going to get to heaven. So I better do a good job. Okay? Thank you.
Okay, this stuff has gone beyond nutty, but it doesn't end there. Now let's go see the Hillary Clinton clip. Satanist behind Hillary Clinton.
David Knight for Infowars.com, and of course, the top trending thing on Twitter now, and of course,
what did you say his name was?
David Knight for Infowars.com.
Did you say David Icke from Infowars?
And of course, the top trending thing on Twitter now, and of course, the very top of the Drudge Report is our article about the spirit cooking email that came.
Spirit cooking email. Well, what are we having? Crab cakes?
Came out of John Podesta's emails. This is something that broke last evening. When you look at this, what they're doing is they're writing creepy stuff on the wall in blood and menstrual fluid and semen and breast milk. That is
yeah, that's Jewish. Don't forget to throw that in.
Supposedly aren't. And when I looked up this woman, Marina Abramovich, of course, there was a video there from Lady Gaga, and somebody asked her, do you know Marina? Oh, I love her stuff. Confirmed, she's a Satanist, okay? But this is the kind of creepy stuff that she says passes for art. No, this is simply the occult. This is simply Satanism. This is an obsession with the same type of stuff that we see over and over again. And of course, when you look at Twitter, there's some other interesting things that have come out here. Look at this picture here. People said this is in 3 different emails that he's putting out this picture here, 14 written on one hand and a fish on the other hand. Now, this is not a Christian fish, folks.
The same fucking Christian fish. The fish represents the 3, which is March, which is Saturn. The fish is Dogon, which has to do with the whole Saturnian thing. It's all the same thing. The 14, I'll show you what this is. That's your Saturn, the 3, right? Your 14, I'll show you what that is. The Saturn opposition, Saturn transit. It's a 14-year cycle, and basically what it is what you've sown, so shall you reap, because Saturn builds structure and is all about reality. The reality that you've created, or whatever it is that you've done in your life, is going to come back to haunt you, good or bad. Okay, it's the way the system works. It's a 14-year cycle. That's what's being shown on that dweeb's hand. But let's just continue.
He said, well, fish is a symbol of Christianity. No, that's not the way they do the Christian.
But it is a symbol of Christianity, because it's all a symbol of Christianity and Baal worship.
And fish, if you haven't noticed it on the back of cars and things like that, ad infinitum. But
a fish is a fish. What does Shakespeare say? A rose by another name would smell just as sweet. Well, so does shit.
Some people say,
with a sharp knife, cut deeply into your middle finger of your left hand and eat the pain. And you notice you've got a dark figure here. With a sharp knife, cut deeply into the middle finger. Okay, what's your middle finger? Come on, you guys know this. This is textbook stuff. It's your Saturn finger, isn't it? Left of your left hand. What is the left hand? It's the left-handed path. It's not the good one. And it says eat the pain. In other words, embrace the pain. You like it. You like the torturous feeling of it. But these are presidential candidates. Do you see how cuckoo things have gotten?
Is the fishing for 14-year-olds. What is
It isn't fishing for 14-year-olds, you a-hole.
that mean? And then, of course, when you look at some of the other things that have come out on Twitter, people are talking about a lot of the coding that was in some of these emails in terms.
Gee whiz, you mean what I've been doing for years?
Of let's scroll this down here. People talking about the symbolism that may be involved in the talk about pizza and hot dogs and sauce. Hot dogs, is that a boy? Or pizza is girls? They're talking about a rain.
Fresh morning urine sprinkle over nightmare dreams. Get help.
Arranging flights that are like $65,000 to go to Chicago to pick up some pizza and hot dogs. Really? Seriously? Is that legit? Or is that code word for some kind of deep pedophile operation? What we have to understand here is that there is a deep moral decay throughout the Clinton campaign.
Are you fucking kidding me? This is the world we live in. It didn't all of a sudden just go bad. This is the world we live in. It's just coming to light for people to see. It's always been like this.
It's not just the corruption. Okay, the corruption is right there in your face, and many people don't want to see that. Many people don't want to pay any attention to this obvious corruption.
Spin around until you lose consciousness. Try to eat all the questions of the day. Well, I do have a nice reclining chair that I use when I make my videos, and I do spin around in that, and it gets very perplexed. Try to eat all the questions of the day. That must be the soup du jour.
And of course, it was shut down at the top. It's what Steve Pachinik said earlier this week. You had a network, a web.
Oh, look, a golem. That's exactly what that is. That's a fucking golem.
Pachinik said earlier this week. You had a network.
That's a golem. That's a mud person. That's a Jewish. Well, that's what we are, but that's a mud person. That's when you bring something like that to life.
A web of cronies at the top that were covering for Hillary Clinton, still are at the State Department. That's a solid group of people who are covering for Hillary. But there is a division in the FBI. In the FBI, the people who were doing the investigation, we had honest people in the FBI. I don't know if there's anybody in the State Department that we can trust, but we can trust people in the FBI. There was a mutiny there. I was concerned when I first saw this. I thought, because Comey has worked so long in so many different ways for the Clintons. A lot of people say, hey, he's a Republican. No, he has worked.
See, they're dumping the blood on the golem's head to bring it to life.
With and for the Clintons for a very long time. But I think what's happened is the people lower down, as I've heard other people say, there's hundreds of more than.
Also, that's I can get really gross about this whole thing, but
100.
This is all Baal worship. I wouldn't be surprised if that stuff in the corner is made out of shit.
Letters of resignation that were offered to him. People were saying, we're going to resign, we're going to go public with this. And of course, the number 2 guy who was investigating.
I would not be surprised if that thing isn't made out of crap.
This did resign, and Giacalone, and he retired, and he was replaced with Andrew McCabe, who is involved with Terry McAuliffe, who himself is going to be investigated as part of this corrupt.
Spirit cooking.
And here we are. If you've seen The Mentalist, this is what this reminds me of. Right here, she's doing the circle here. You've seen The Mentalist, where there's a serial killer who, over the murder crimes, draws a smiley face in blood with a kind of a twisted smiley face. That's what this reminds me of. This is not art, folks. This is perversion. These people, there's some pictures of them with and some of these leaks here, some of these tweets. Here we go. Look at this one right here. This is what a spirit dinner typically looks like.
Lady Gaga.
Yeah, Lady Gaga right there. This is very perverted stuff. This is the Clinton inner circle. This is what you're getting with Hillary Clinton. It's not just the overt corruption and crime, the paying for play.
Well, they know this is all fine and good that they're bringing this out. But you know what? If you were a true blue, so to speak, really cared about people, you'd have brought this out years ago. You wouldn't have done it now.
Bribery that is involved there, that's setting the world on fire with wars, creating ISIS, overthrowing regimes. As I was coming in this morning.
So you're going to put this up, and then you expect people that have never seen this shit before to just embrace it like it was yesterday's news. It doesn't work like that. It takes months and months, years to get to this understanding of what all of this is. And you're going to put it out 4 days before the election. Expect people to go, oh, yeah, I get it. Yeah, you're right. They're evil. Fucking idiot. Because once they figure out that they're evil, they'll figure out you're doing the same thing.
There was an NPR report. I'm going to talk about this in the fourth hour. I stopped when I was surfing the channels because they were in Raleigh, Durham, where I used to live, and people were talking about their conflicts on how they're going to vote. And of course, there was a Christian couple there, and they said, well, we normally vote Republicans because we're pro-life, but I'm kind of worried about Trump because I make my money as a copyright lawyer. So he liked the TPP and other things. So they were looking for a way that they could morally and ethically justify or rationalize their voting for Hillary. You can't do that. Look at this stuff. Look at the crime. Look at the corruption. Join us today. We're going to be talking about this. Alex Jones is going to be talking a lot about this, believe me. On the Real Alex Jones Show, I'll be talking about...
You done enough talking, buddy. And you're not going to convince anybody. No Hillary Clinton supporter is going to change their mind because you did this. Like I said, if you really cared, you'd have been telling people this years ago. You can't come in at the last second and say, oh, we tried to tell everybody. Nah, it doesn't work that way. Nice try, though.